Hey Rockstar, it's Suze here, founder of the Rockstar Advocate and host of the Redefine the Hustle podcast. So it's been more than a hot minute and I'm really sorry for, just kind of bailing on you and the rest of this community for a couple of months now. I don't think I've really been public with anything since February, and now we're at the end of June. That kind of blows my mind. And I want to thank you for still being here and still being open to connecting with me and for still being in my community. If you know me for any amount of time, you probably know that I believe in sharing your scars, not your wounds. And for the last 3.5 months or so, I've kind of just felt like a big open wound. And so I wasn't really ready to get in front of the camera. I wasn't in a fake it till you make it kind of mood. I didn't feel that I could really show up for you in the way that I wanted to when there were a lot of things that I was dealing with behind the scenes. And so I wanted to just let everything kind of settle. I wanted time to process everything. And I feel like I'm finally at this point right now where I can explain it to you and kind of give you a little bit of a synopsis of what's been going on and also share with you some exciting stuff that's coming down the pipeline. So first, I just want to address that the background you see behind me looks a lot different than the one you're probably used to seeing, as I used to live in my tiny house for 3.5 years, which you may have been familiar with. I know I post a lot about it on Instagram. And it was a wonderful, wonderful home for me for 3.5 years. And where that tiny house is now, I'll tell you about in just a moment. But right now, I'm in my new home. A lot's gone on in the last couple of months. Like I said, I was last public really at the end of February. And on March 13th, just 2 days before the anniversary of my father and my cousin's passing, we unexpectedly lost my grandmother. Now, what you may not have known was that my tiny house was parked in my grandma's driveway. So I was blessed for 3.5 years to be able to be her neighbor, check in on her when she needed something, and just really get to spend more time with her. My grandma and I were always super close. I've grown up with her my whole life, which I've been so fortunate. I know not everybody has that. And these last 3.5 years, we were, practically roommates. And it was unexpected, but she went peacefully and without any pain, really. And she went just as she wanted to go. And we had her for 93 beautiful years. And so I'm very blessed, but it was definitely a lot of heartache and grief to have to go through. At the same time, my partner and I were looking for a house to move into. And when this all happened, we decided to fix up my grandma's house and purchase my grandma's house. So this is the newly renovated office that I'm in. It's been a wild ride moving in with somebody and also just fixing up a house that I've known since I was a baby. It's been great, emotional, overwhelming, all of the things, but I'm really excited. I miss my tiny house so much. I love living in it, but it also feels nice to have some room where I can stretch, and I have bookshelves behind me and things can go on the wall without me knocking into them. So it's been a lot of, like I said, mixed emotions, but I'm very excited for this new chapter. And those of you who knew about the tiny house, I'm sure you're like, where is this house? So we did move it to Nickerson Beach. It's in Long Beach, New York. And so if you're ever curious what it was like to live in the house that I lived in, you can rent it for a couple of days or a weekend getaway at the beach in Long Beach, New York. So I will leave the link in the caption below. Nickerson Beach is taking great care of her. I'm so happy that it's just a few miles from me and I get to check in on her whenever I need. And it's really exciting, and she gets a new lease on life, my little notorious TINY, or the Niagara as she was originally called. So definitely going to be updating you all in the months to come about how the tiny house is doing. But so that's my new living situation, but there's been a lot else going on. Namely, I graduated grad school. You might have known that I was back in school for my master's in social work, and that was really to expand the Rockstar Advocate into its new chapter. And I graduated by the skin of my teeth. There were definitely some moments where I didn't think it was going to happen with everything going on, but I made it, and May 23rd I graduated. And I start a new job on Monday, June 26th, being a therapist in New York City, which is bananas. Now, what does that mean for the Rockstar Advocate? Well, I can't exactly be a therapist on my own just yet. I can't do my own private practice. I've got to put in some time, just a little bit of time, as a supervised therapist and get my clinical hours together so that I can one day do my own practice and fulfill this dream I've had for the Rockstar Advocate for many, many years. This was a journey I started over 10 years ago, and it's really been a wild ride, and it feels so amazing to really kind of close the chapter on the journey to get here, and now I get to start the chapter on really getting the experience that I need to make the Rockstar Advocate into what I've always wanted it to be. So that's been really exciting. And so what's happening with the Rockstar Advocate? Well, I'm still running the Rockstar Slackers. In fact, this Sunday, June 25th, I'm reopening the doors for a very limited time, just 1 week, to anybody who wants to join Slackers. At the end of every quarter, I will be opening the doors. So if you don't join next week, you're going to have to wait till the end of September to join again. I absolutely love our Rockstar Slackers. It is such an amazing community. We do weekly check-ins, hold you accountable on your goals, and I'm there for office hours and monthly coaching calls. Tonight, as I film this video, we are getting ready for our Q3 Slackers Only event, where past and present Slackers can come together for an exclusive workshop that is not available to the public. So we do lots of fun things throughout the year with our Slackers community. And if you're interested in joining, if you're looking for some support, reach out or comment below, and I'll let you know what you need to know to join us. If you're looking for coaching from me, this is the only way to get it at this time. I am no longer doing private coaching for the moment. It might come back later, but I can't really foresee when. But I am doing private coaching sessions with my Slackers. So if you join our premium tier, I do offer a private one-on-one coaching with you every quarter. That's included in your membership. And all Slackers, no matter what tier you join on, you can purchase a clarity session whenever you need it for 20% off the purchase price. So all Slackers have access to that. So if you are looking for support, if you want a community to rally around you, if you're looking to be held accountable on your goals during this summer, I very highly encourage you to join Rockstar Slackers. And then if you need that extra one-on-one support, I'm there. So that's really what the Rockstar Advocate is up to these days. I will be opening more private client spots probably at the end of this year, maybe early next year. So really for the time being, the Rockstar Slackers is what it's all about. For those of you who have asked about the Rockstar Life Planner, we've got our 2023 edition still here. The physical copy is only available, you guessed it, to Rockstar Slackers. All of you who join us this coming week to start off Q3, you'll all be sent a physical copy. If you'd like a digital copy, those are still available on the website. I will still be selling the planner in the fall for next year. So you will have a limited window in September to grab your 2024 physical planner if you want one for next year. So that will still be happening. You're also going to see a new face joining me, whether it's on social media or if you join us in Rockstar Slackers, we have a new team member. So one of the other major transitions that I was dealing with while I was away was that Jen has gone on to bigger and better things. Well, I don't know about better, but definitely bigger. No, it's pretty better. It's better things. While I have enjoyed having Jen O'Hagan as my amazing director of Rockstar Affairs and community manager for the Rockstar Slackers for over the last 5 years. Again, I've been so fortunate and selfish keeping her to myself for these last few years. She has gotten to a point where she needs to spread her wings and do more amazing things. She can't be my assistant forever. And back in March, she went on to do unbelievable things with a company in Times Square. She is an event coordinator. She is killing it. I am so proud of her, so excited for her. And amongst all the excitement, it was still very bittersweet. It was hard to say goodbye, but Jen, as always, did right by me and found me an amazing new community manager for Rockstar Slackers, Miss Allison La Rochelle. She is incredible. Our Slackers adore her. I adore her. She's doing an amazing job. And so I also just wanted to give you a heads up that we have a new face here at the Rockstar Advocate. So you'll be hearing more about Allison and her role in Rockstar Slackers as the year progresses. And that's really all I can tell you. Oh, the Redefine the Hustle podcast, as you can tell, this is like a surprise episode. I will continue to make episodes for the Redefine the Hustle podcast, but it probably won't be happening until the end of this summer. So look out at the end of August, early September for more episodes. I'm very excited to still make episodes for the podcast, but I need some time to get this new chapter underway and finish fixing up this house. So there's a lot going on. In the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out at any time, Suz, S-U-Z, at therockstaradvocate.com. And if you're willing to help me out here, I could really use a favor, okay? If you're up for it, in the comments below, or if you're just listening to this audio, email me, Suz, S-U-Z, at therockstaradvocate.com. I would really, really love to know what you want to hear from me about, because there's so much going on now. Like, do you want to know about house renovations? Do you want to know what it was like to live in a tiny house? Do you want just strictly music industry tips for growing your career? Do you want me to focus on more mental health and therapy, focused content? I'm figuring out right now what this interim looks like as I continue the Rockstar Slackers community and determine what this next season of the Redefine the Hustle podcast looks like. Do you want to hear from my colleagues? Do you want more guest interviews? What would be helpful? So let me know. That would be the hugest help. If you have a moment, I would just love to know what you'd like from me. What would be valuable for me to give you? So let me know in the comments or email me, Suz, S-U-Z, at therockstaradvocate.com. Thank you again for all your support while I once again redefine my own hustle, and I'll see you soon.